feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you on this Anzac Day weekend? It's an Anzac Day Saturday for everyone in Australia. It is good to see you guys. It is good to see you guys. I've been watching the NFL draft for some of the morning, and then I tried to set up a live show, and I don't know, we've been running into some power issues with the new light and the camera and the microphone. Like everything's very high powered. So it's sort of been freaking out the USB. We have a USB extending, what do you call it? Like a USB bank thing where you can plug multiple USB connections into it, but it's been freaking out with the light. Every time we turn the light on, it just freaks out, and it's like won't run the sign behind me, or it won't run the camera. And last night, actually, you might have seen it on the show, the camera kept freezing. So for every so often, the camera would freeze up, and it would then catch up later and then be like live, but it wouldn't yeah, it would like freeze on one photo. So we're sort of figuring out like what do we have to do. Maybe we have to get a new like a second USB bank and then run it in a different USB port so that there's multiple for each high powered device, maybe something like that. So we're looking at solutions to try and fix it. Yeah, so yeah, we'll talk to you guys. Just let me get set up. We're all trying to figure out the mystery. I was talking to some other people. We're trying to figure out the mystery of what happened to Crime Online, and we're trying to figure out why on the 1st of April did they just stop doing any updates. And um, it looks like a bunch of their writers were on contracts, and their contracts were not renewed past March. So March of 2026 at the end of the month, their contracts were not renewed, which is crazy because I think the website had been around for like a number of years with Nancy Grace and stuff like that. Also, our favorite professor in Body Bags. But just really strange. The only thing they have now is the podcast. Joseph Scott Morgan, Sharon McCullum, and Nancy Grace. That's it. No updates. They don't do any other true crime. They just do the podcasts, and that's it. So I feel bad for their writers. I feel bad for their writers that they're now basically, out of work, and that they're not going to get their get work. I hope they're able to get, I mean, writing, if you're writing for a website, you're probably doing it remote, and that you probably write for like several places so you can get multiple paychecks. That is the life of a writer. They have to work for multiple outlets most of the time. All right. All right. Let me get set up and then I'll talk to you guys. By the way, that tornado that went through Oklahoma was the most severe tornado to go through Oklahoma in a number of years. Ended up being a preliminary rated EF4. Not quite an EF5, but some of the damage that they showed this morning. While I'm getting set up, I might show it to you. There was what do you call it? Like a drone that went out. No, it wasn't a drone. It was a helicopter that went out this morning. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll show you some of the damage. Yeah, here. Let me take you out to this news source out here, and I'll just show you like why they rated it an EF4 while we're getting set up. Hey guys, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Let me show you why they rated this an EF4. All right, let's pause the thing here. Let's go out here. You can see all the people. Look at that house, poor house. So you can see the damage track. It absolutely obliterated this neighborhood. But there's one I want to show you. I think we might have to go further in. Uh, they zoom in on, yeah. Look at the, okay. This is a good thing to show you. You can see where the tornado went, where this white pattern is. Here, I'll put my cursor on it. This white ground, what we call ground scarring, that's coming in here. That is actually the tornado damaging the earth. You only get this when it's like a high level tornado. You don't really get this with like an EF1 or an EF0 or something like that. It only really happens with the strongest of tornadoes. And you can see it actually threw stuff into the field too. These were grain silos, and they just picked it up and threw it. But that's the track of the tornado there. Digging, yeah, there you go. Grain silo just obliterated, and you can see where it went. It sort of came up this way and then made a hard turn and hit this housing block here. Really sad. These poor people, like their homes are gone. Like you cannot salvage it. They are this one right here. That is the right one. If we can get a good view of it. Yeah, okay. So I was looking at these last night and I was saying to myself, this is most likely either going to be an EF3 or an EF4, most likely an EF4, but could be a high-end EF3 too. And the reason I was thinking that is when you see a home like this, well constructed, and it is obliterated, but you still have the majority of the home surrounding the foundation like this. This shows you while it was very strong tornado to be able to blow away that house and destroy it, it wasn't so severe that it just wiped it clean. And an EF5 will just wipe this entire area clean. There'll be nothing left. There'll just be sometimes not even the concrete slab will be there. It'll literally lift up concrete out of the ground and throw it. So the fact that there was, the home and parts of the home and the brick that was all surrounding this property, it it didn't quite seem like an EF5. There's a better view of it. You can see it tried. It tried to pick all this up and then carry it, but not quite enough. I mean, an EF4 is still very, very, very severe, but just I heard a lot of comments saying might be an EF5, but no, it didn't quite look like an EF5. But yeah, there you go. You can see how the tornado came into this neighborhood and just obliterated all these homes. It was really unlucky. Apparently, the track that it was originally on, there's the airport, by the way. The track that it was originally on, if we go back to that earlier bit, where's the bit with the ground scarring? Let me take you out there. Uh, let's go back to the beginning. There was a bit where they showed us like the entrance to it. Let's see if we can get back to it. All right, yeah, this bit here. All right, yeah, right here. When you see the tornado, it started over here, and then it touched down, and then it was going in this direction, and then it takes this hard turn and literally hits that housing block that I was talking to you about. If it had stayed on its original trajectory, it would have missed them. It would have missed them and just gone through a field. There's a field right here. It would have just continued on and hit a field. No one would have been hurt. No, there would be no property damage, nothing. It is the fact that for some reason it touched down and then the storm got pushed. It looks like it got pushed in a different direction, and then the tornado followed and then went up through here and then hit that housing block. So, we talk about like serendipity in life, and sometimes you can't control these things, but you go, what if it stayed on that heading straight down? We wouldn't be talking about it today. We would have been like, wow, that was a really cool video, but no one would have been, no one's homes would have been destroyed or something like that. It's pretty sad. Yeah, there's a good view of it. If it had continued going through here, just would have hit this giant field. The fact that it just took that turn at the last minute and then hit all those homes, and you look at the size of the homes, it's not very big. Look, it's only that little block of homes. There's nothing else around it. And it just so happened that this pretty large tornado just decided to head in that direction. So EF4 for the tornado in Oklahoma in Enid. And the mayor said today that it wouldn't be a few months of rehabilitation. It would most likely be multiple years, if that. They were saying that maybe a lot of people will choose not to come back, that the damage is so severe, they'll get a insurance payout and they'll just move. They'll just go to a different location and buy a home. Or so this area, there could be a lot of people who just don't come back, and it may become a very different area after the storm. But yeah, very, very lucky that no lives lost. No one was killed. Couple people injured in traffic, like a couple of cars got rolled, but no one died. So thank the Lord for that. Let's see. Hey Penguin, thank you, my friend. Oh, why does it not do that anymore? I miss seeing the live shows. I know, and I was thinking this the other day. Unfortunately, when we go into winter in Australia, it really messes with the UK people, because I think around this time it's really late at night. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I checked it the other week and I saw that it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. UK time. Yeah. Oh, well, geez, it's later than I thought. It's 6 a.m. in the morning right now, but yeah, so very, very early in the morning for our UK friends. So thanks, Penguin. Good to see you, my friend. Kim said, I'm so glad no one was hurt. Me too. 6:11, yeah, 6 a.m. in the morning, bloody early. So yeah, the time shift really hurts the UK people, unfortunately. It really damages it for them. All right, we have some things I want to talk about, and I got a couple of crimes. One is this one in South America. Have you seen this video? I'm gonna grab it and hopefully we can watch the entire thing. There was a mother-in-law who, for whatever reason, decided to kill her daughter-in-law. Just took a firearm and just decided to shoot her daughter-in-law. She has now gone on the run and they can't find her. So she killed her daughter-in-law. They waited 24 hours to actually report the crime to anyone, that this daughter had been killed. And then when they eventually reported it, the suspect is gone. Can't find her. She disappeared. So why won't our videos work tonight? We've had some very great tech problems today, apparently. All right. Hmm. Give me a sec. I just want to check something. Yeah, I found it. It's all good. Okay. So they're calling her a former beauty queen. I don't know if that's a great word for it, but yeah, Carolina. So her name is Carolina Gomez. And when I show you this footage, it is brutal. They're saying she's only 27 years old and they just shot her. Like, I don't even know what the reasoning could be for. They just went, oh, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to shoot her. Okay. I don't know why none of our links are working tonight. It's very annoying. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Jeez, we're having one of those days apparently. Okay. So this is in Mexico, and her name is Carolina Gomez, 27 years old, fatally shot 12 times. That doesn't seem like something you just that's not like, "Oh my god, the gun went off. I accidentally killed my daughter-in-law." No, that is like that's anger. That is severe anger, and I think we have a video up here, and you can watch some of it. They don't show you hear the noise of the gun, but you don't see anything. All right, it's a little hard to tell what's going on, but you hear the noise of the gunshot. So this mother-in-law follows her into the room, produces a firearm, and you hear the gun go off a couple of times. I don't know if the gun jammed, but then she sort of goes, "Ah, what the hell? Let's fire the weapon into her a few more times." And they are saying 12 times. This bit at the end here, it's hard to see, but this guy is her partner. This is the mother-in-law's son. And when he comes over, he starts going, "Oh, mom, what have you done? What crazy thing have you done?" He's not concerned at all about his wife. At all. Nothing. He doesn't even care. He's just like, "Oh, mom, what have you done this time? Oh, you shot and killed my partner? Sure, that's fine." He's not upset. You can hear his voice. Here, I'll play it.
¿Qué te pasa? No tenés familia. Familia es mía. Tú eres mío y ella no.
Now, my Spanish is pretty poor, but he says something like, "She was my family." And the mum replies, "Well, you're my family." And I think what she is accusing the daughter-in-law of doing is taking the son from her. And she's angry about it that this daughter-in-law has stolen her baby boy. And she decided to shoot and kill her instead. I think it is wild that your mother-in-law would, one, carry a firearm. Well, I guess some people do that, but the fact that she would just be so blasé about just producing a weapon and shooting her daughter-in-law, it is weird. Here, I'll play it again. You guys can hear it.
Pero no, no te Sí, que loca. Nada, no es loca. ¿Qué te pasa? No de mi familia. Familia es mía. Tú eres mi orgullo.
Sorry, I was saying that my Spanish is very bad. I have been trying to learn little bits of it, and I can pick up that she says something like familia, like he says my familia, and I understand it that he's saying she's my family, and then the mum, like I said, says yes. It's like yes, you're my family too, and then she accuses the daughter-in-law of stealing her son. They wait for so long to report him missing. 24 hours they waited. Here, maybe it has a better translation down here rather than Ping's janky Spanish. Let's see. Oh, here. Just seconds after the wife was killed, Alessandro walked into the frame of the video while carrying their 8-month-old baby, asking his mother in Spanish, "What was that? What crazy thing did you do?" Herrera, which is the mother-in-law, said, "Nothing. She made me angry." And then she can't, the partner of the woman killed asked her, "What's wrong with you? She's my family." Herrera answers, "You're mine and she stole you." Well, they did a better job. I can only hear that second part of it about like, "What did you do? She's my family." And then the next bit where she says, "You're my family," and that she stole you. This first bit I can't hear on the audio, but maybe they got a better transcript than I do. Actually, can we get this video? Reformer. Grupo Reformer. Let's see if we can try and find that. I want to get that full screen video. Grupo Reformer. I'm guessing it's a media agency. Yes. I think I can get it. Yes. It looks like I probably can. Yeah, I've got it. Let's see. Let's see if I can take you guys here.
Así fue como la ex reina de belleza Carolina
Oh, pero no te
Brutal. Brutal. What would cause you to do that to your mother-in-law? I mean, what would cause your mother-in-law to do that to you? It's such a we've talked about these weird psychological attachments that some parents have to their children. Like, it's quite normal to care for your children. It's quite normal to feel protective over your children. It's quite normal to maybe not even like their life choices or their partner choices. That happens quite often. But these kind of like overbearing, you're my child. I'm gonna make every life choice for you forever, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna fix it, deal with it, kill people. We've seen these type of overbearing parents in other cases, And you know, I don't know if I've ever seen it with a mother and a son. I've seen it a lot of times with a mother and a daughter. I don't know if I've seen it many times with a mother and a son. This is a pretty different one that, you know, than I've seen. Let's see if we can get to the bit with the son the son is talking.
Questo mi si non ha nada con eso para ¿Qué te pasa? No tenés familia. Familia es mía. Tú eres mío y ella no.
El asesinato fue denunciado un día después de ocurrir.
He's not even that concerned. Do you think that is the voice of a man whose love of his life has just been killed by his mother-in-law or his mum? Do you think that's the voice of a man whose beautiful wife has just been killed in cold blood by his mum? Not really. He's just sort of like, "Oh, mum, what have you done, you crazy woman? Oh, you shot and killed my wife? Oh, not again. It's like the 14th time. I keep marrying these women and you keep killing them." He's in shock. You reckon that's what it is? I don't know. He helped his mum escape. He also did not report the death of his wife for over 24 hours. So I don't know. You think he's in shock? I don't think so. I think he's perfectly okay with his mum killing the daughter-in-law. I think we're going to find out there's some sort of financial thing going on here. Maybe the family, the husband and the mom think that she's been siphoning, you know, maybe she's very demanding. Maybe she wants the best in life. And maybe maybe the husband's family thinks she's, you know, basically draining the money constantly. And this was a way of dealing with it. Gail said, I wonder if she went through the shower screen door. I could hear glass smashing. I don't. Let me check if I have anything that references that. No, I don't have anything like that. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't have anything that talks about how they found her body. Let me see if I can find a different source for it. But they're saying Mexico City cops have launched an investigation, but they did not report the shooting until April 15th, the day after it happened. Yeah, they don't talk about how the body was found or where. They say while officers have not pressed charges as of yet, they identified Herrera as the prime suspect. They said they are making inquiries as to why the family delayed reporting the fatal ordeal. Fatal ordeal is not the way I would word it. Murder is a way I might report it, but apparently the dead woman's mother told Univision News that Gomez had not immediately reported the shooting over concerns for the couple's young baby. Okay. She said her son-in-law had worried that the child would end up in a foster home. Why? You didn't shoot her? Your mum did. If you reported your mum for shooting her, your child would have been fine. See how he's got like a very guilty mind? Because he helped his mum escape. And I don't think he cared that much that the mum killed her. I really don't think he cared. I'm going to guess there was some sort of other dispute here, and that the son had been talking to the mum about it. So this whole, oh, we didn't want to report it in case of the children. Nope. Nope. Not that. Let's see. Yeah, so the Mexico City prosecutors revealed they were investigating the incident under the country's femicide protocol. They say ministerial forensic and field investigation procedures have been carried out, including the involvement of the specialized personnel at the scene, processing of evidence, and actions to identify the person indicated as the probable responsible party. basically saying that they've done their forensic work and they've taken evidence. They're just going to try and find where that mother-in-law is, but apparently they cannot find her. She has disappeared into the ether and run away. Run away. So no charges as of yet, even though they have the entire murder on camera. Yeah, crazy. Very crazy. Mother-in-law. So the mother's name is Erica. Let me see if I can find a photo of her for you. I don't have one of the mom. Interesting. Yeah, I do not have one of the mom. Is that her? Apparently this is the mother-in-law here. I do have a photo. This is the mother-in-law here on the left, and the daughter-in-law is on the right. They're trying to find her. I don't know where a 63-year-old could run and hide to. Maybe in America. Maybe she'll cross the border into America and hide out. No, that's not a funny joke, Ping. That's not a funny joke. Don't do jokes like that. Kim says, I wonder if she has a passport. Probably. Probably. Away on holiday? Yeah, that's what she's done. She's gone on holiday. And she's like, "Oh, I'm out of the country after a tragic family event. I will be back in the future." Yeah, I reckon she has a passport. So there you go. Shooting her daughter-in-law. For what reason? I mean, no real reason, but now she's on the run. So the daughter-in-law is a former Mexican beauty queen, and apparently she was also in the Miss Universe competition at one point. Not Miss Universe, Miss Teen Universe, so the one for teenagers. And they're saying here, yeah, so the husband alerted authorities, but it was 24 hours. Yeah, that's so strange. 24 hours later, he was just giving his mum a head start. That's what he was doing. He was letting her get a 24-hour head start to get away. It's ridiculous. So the mother killed the daughter-in-law to protect the son. The son delayed reporting the shooting for 24 hours to let the mum get away and be protected. Sounds to me like they are peas in a pod, both of them, and most likely both of them should be arrested for facilitating each other. In a Western country, they probably would. Marilyn said, "Left a baby behind." Yep. You know, that mother-in-law didn't think that there was a possibility that her beautiful son would maybe be held accountable for what she did, especially if he helped her get away from the scene of the crime. That little baby now may have no one when this is all said and done. Very sad, very sad. I don't know why people do this type of thing, but yeah, there you go. Crazy stories. I feel like that's all we do on this channel. The weirdest stories from around the world sometimes. Okay. I want to take you out to a different one. Not that one. Okay, not that one either. Uh, we are having a bad time with our links tonight. Either that or I've got too many open. That could be true too. Give me 1 second. So we did that one. What about the daughter-in-law? Yep. Okay. Yes, that's why it got closed. Okay. All right. I want to take you to our favorite American state. And I want to talk to you about one of our favorite topics on this channel. Can you guess what it is? Can anyone guess what it might be? Our favorite topic on this channel. Can you guess what it is? Before I play the video for you, I want to see if anyone can guess what it might be. What is one of our favorite topics on this channel that we've done a million times before? Yeah. So I wonder if anyone's going to get it. Mushrooms? No, we don't have any mushrooms today. We don't have any mushrooms today. Someone killed their wife? Oh, that is a topic we do a lot of. That's not what I have here, though. I have a different one, and it is female teachers who are predators against young people, specifically young males most of the time, but sometimes females too. Well, there was another one this week in Texas. This time, a substitute teacher is in custody following an investigation into an alleged improper relationship with a student. It happens far too often. So they're saying here, investigators with the sheriff's office criminal investigation division opened a case on Wednesday, April 22nd, in identifying the substitute teacher as Angela Palmares. So I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her last name right. And I'm going to put up a photo of her. Here is her photo. She is accused of using her position as a teacher to basically have an improper relationship with one of her students. Not a lot of details on how old the victim is right now. They're saying here that they received a report and then immediately went and got the substitute teacher and basically arrested her and interviewed her and booked her in on that charge. I have a very, very brief video on it. There's not a lot as of yet. So I will take you to it.
A Llano ISD substitute teacher is in the Bell County Jail accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. Angela Palmares is charged with improper relationship between an educator and a student. An investigation began on Tuesday when the district told the Llano County Sheriff's Office about the incident. An arrest warrant was issued, and she was found in Bell County and taken into custody. Llano ISD immediately removed her from the list of available substitutes.
I don't know what's going on. Is there a TikTok somewhere? Why is there so many young, fairly attractive young teachers who keep predating on their own students? I don't get it. It's really odd. It has been a surge in these type of crimes. I know a lot of people reckon there isn't, and we're just hearing more about it. Maybe it's just a popular topic in the world right now, but it just seems to be happening every week. Every week we seem to be getting more and more reports of these female teachers, and I'm sure every week there's hundreds of men that get arrested too, probably 10 to 1. Probably for every 10 men that are arrested, there's only one female teacher, but the females seem to be getting a lot of media coverage at the moment because of how weird it seems to be that these women who were traditionally thought of as a position of trust, a position that women would not target people, especially children, sexually, doesn't seem to be true. Women tend to target older children, so they like to target between about 12 and 17, as when a lot of the men will target anywhere from, we've heard it before from like 0 to 17. Their sort of range of victims is a lot wider, as where these women tend to be in that middle teenage age. That is their sort of preferred age range for some reason. I guess because they see it as blurring the lines of who is an adult and who is not. But if a man did this, we would have been all over them and been very mad at them because it's taking advantage of children, right? Yeah, I've got maybe a little bit more about it. I don't know how much more this one has. They're all very short videos.
A substitute teacher is now in the Bell County Jail accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. The sheriff's office arrested 27-year-old Angela Palmares in Temple last night, but she teaches over at Llano High School. Llano ISD says it got a report on Tuesday that she had been talking to students inappropriately on social media. The district has now removed her from their substitute list.
So it was 1 year.
There we go. We heard a little bit more. It was a texting or like online conversation with them, and it must have been something pretty bad because if you're just talking to your teacher, they're not going to come and arrest you. Seems like it must have been getting into a very specific type of topics where it is now not just
A
conversation.
substitute teacher is now
Hey, it is a crime. So this woman now in the county jail, she will probably bond out, I would think. Kelly said, no hot teachers, nannies, or cleaning ladies. Let's go back to only hiring middle-aged, crabby ones, like not hot ones. No hot teachers. Never. Sean said, what about the many countries that don't investigate student-teacher relations? There are a few that don't. Looks younger than that. She does a little bit. She does look quite young for who she is. If I can get back to my other photos, I think I had a different photo of her. That is her mugshot. So we'll see if we can get a different photo of her. That's the only photo of her ever? This woman didn't have like a social media profile? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm confused that this woman did not have Instagram or something like that. Yeah, I have a different mugshot for you. There you go. But no other photos. Weird. Trying to find out like what the specific crime might have been. So she's currently being held in jail on $150,000 of bond. They're calling it inappropriate communication with students via social media platforms outside of school hours. That is what they're calling it. What that actually is, who knows? Who knows what that actually means? Must be pretty severe if they took her into custody and put her on $150,000 of bond. But they're not exactly giving us any descriptions of what her offending might be. Hold on. I got another story we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, that's pretty funny. All right. Sorry, in a minute I'll take you to a different story because there's not much more I can give you on this one. But if we get a update about what her offending was, if she ever met up with any children, I'll let you know. But right now it just seems to be communications, what they call inappropriate communications. Another story that flashed up, and I just wanted to share it with you because I think this is hilarious. I don't know if you saw it before I changed the thing. Did you see that headline? Home Depot store manager arrested after allegedly giving unauthorized discounts totaling more than $4 million. What? Here's a photo of him. Mauricio Jimenez. Let's have a look. Uh, Hialeah, that's in Florida, was arrested after allegedly costing the home improvement chain more than $4 million. He was a store manager and he gave unauthorized discounts to shoppers for years. What? How does that work? They're saying he is accused of using deliberate and systematic fraud tactics on at least 4,500 separate unauthorized purchases, totaling around $55 million in merchandise between December 2023 until April 2026. After reviewing the arrest affidavit, the judge said, so he was selling items half off to those core customers repeatedly, noting that it went on for 26 months. What? Why? Hold on, I'm going to try. There must be court footage of this. I want to see. There's got to be court footage. Yeah, there is. What one can we use? Yeah, I'm going to take you to NBC in South Florida. Yep, here we go. Oh, it's the judge. It's the judge that we all love from Florida.
Regarding probable cause. I do, Your Honor. As far as the grand theft, I would argue that there's nothing within the four corners of the A form that shows that there was any intent to deprive Home Depot of anything. Okay, Your Honor, there's nothing that says that he was receiving any kickbacks, that he was getting any benefit from this. It just says that he was issuing discounts to different companies. Okay.
So those discounts cost the company over $4 million. And by increasing his sales using those discounts, he was compensated with larger bonuses. So I believe that there would be probable cause on both counts.
Let me just give me a moment to review the arrest affidavit. So he was selling items half off to these core customers repeatedly. It has went on for 26 months. And so the state is alleging, the officer's alleging that it's a systematic and ongoing scheme to defraud Home Depot by applying unauthorized markdowns to merchandise, reducing the retail price beyond reasonable or permissible limits. Over 4,500 separate orders involved unauthorized markdowns. And it cost them to lose over, like Seth said, over $4.3 million. So and then he
was compensated by Home Depot with larger bonuses because of the higher sales. I think there would be probable cause for everything. So, Ms. Ramos, it's just a probable cause hearing today. Sir, you are ordered to stay away from the Home Depot store at 7899 West Flatbush Street in Miami, Florida. You are not allowed to go to that store and you must stay away from there. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, that being said, he has no priors. What is the state asking for bond? You want me to split them? Can't be convicted.
Requesting standard bond with Nebia, which would be 15,000 each count.
You can't be convicted of both organized fraud and grand theft. There may be an issue with restitution too. Ms. Ramos, what would you like to say?
Your Honor, can we do 75?
All right. Count one, organized fraud will be $7,500. Count two, grand theft, $7,500. I'm not imposing a Nebia requirement. Make sure you keep all future court dates, sir. And stay-
He was very lucky to only get that small of a bond for this is like a multi-million-dollar theft from Home Depot. The fact that that bond requirement was so low is so strange. And the judge was okay. Actually, the judge advocated on his behalf and told the basically advocated saying that you can't put a bond on both charges because you can't be convicted of both. You can either be convicted of one or the other. The judge continues. Yeah, let me look at this bonding arrangement. Yeah. Judge Glazer then ordered him to stay away from Home Depot after stating that the former manager had no priors and his bond was set at $15,000, $7,500 for each charge here. They said, yeah, did he bond out? I'm trying to see if he bonded out of jail. Here, according to the arrest affidavit, members of the Home Depot Assurance and Advisory Management Program noticed a high quality, high value, high markdown order at one of the stores that he was previously employed at. Management later observed multiple transactions that only he had access to approve, which raised more red flags. He has now bonded out. I mean, you would too on only 15 grand of bond. He only has to provide $1,500 to bond out. And he is now out of jail waiting a further court appearance. Brutal. So he did it basically. Yeah, that's interesting. I see a point here that someone's talking about. The net discount for all of the things that he did there was 8% of total sales. Most times at a Home Depot, they give you more than 8% discount for a loyalty program. So if that is true and the math works out to that, an 8% loss. I mean, you could have promoted him. He gave them $55 million in sales that they might have not had if he had not done this for regular customers. If I'm the defense, that is my argument here. If I'm going to run a defense for this guy, I'm going to say without my intervention here, and while I'm store manager, I had the authorization to make this decision, that I acted in the best interest of the company by generating 50 million in sales for the company by giving repeat customers a small discount. That would be my defense if I went into this. I'm with him giving people his discount. Yeah, he generated 50 million in sales. I mean, isn't that what you want? I would think as a business you'd want that. I mean, the other hand of my mind tells me that sometimes sometimes these giant box retailers, sometimes they run on a thin margin profit, and like it's like 1 to 2% of all sales. So I wonder if maybe doing 8% basically screwed up the company's bottom line. I mean, it's possible. Well, that's true too. But I mean, if I was acting on his behalf, that's what I would say. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just saying if I was his lawyer, that is what I would go with. And I don't think anyone really cares if Home Depot loses a few dollars. Yeah, I think there's a way out of this for him. They're saying the alleged fraud resulted in him receiving large bonuses for hitting sales targets. It was his prerogative and full authority as the store manager to give those discounts to meet his sales target. Yeah, I'm interested in how you. Yeah, I think there's some problems here. Unless we get more documents telling us why so he worked at multiple locations for Home Depot and had been doing this for years, years, not like once off. He'd been doing this for multiple years. And for some reason, they never pulled him up on it, but were aware of it. Hmm. Something, yeah, like why would you let it get to 4,500 separate unauthorized purchases totaling $55 million? There's something here. It's almost like he pissed off the wrong person at corporate, and that person was no longer getting their cut back or something. And now it all fell apart, and now he is charged with a crime. I mean, I don't think I mean, yes, fraud is bad. Don't do fraud. That's not a good thing. Gayla said it was naughty, but I think there's places like that put their prices way up. 8% loss to generate 55 million in sales. I don't know. I think most companies would dream about that. They didn't want to give him the bonus. That's what I reckon it is too. I reckon he was so often hitting the sales target and getting his monetary bonus. The program for the bonuses was probably never designed for someone to keep hitting the target so often. It's probably like, you get it once a year type thing, not every month. And he was probably hitting it religiously every month. So the company was probably paying out a lot of money into his bonus every month. I'm guessing it's something like that. And now he's ruffled feathers and they've decided to go, hey, we can get this guy for unauthorized transactions. Never put it past a multinational corporation like Home Depot to screw someone over even when they made them $55 million in sales. We all know those type of places, they make a lot of money, a lot of money. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one goes. I want to know if he's able to defend the charge. I think he probably can. I think he may be able to do it if he gets a decent enough lawyer. I reckon he can probably do it. Let's see if we can find anything else on him. Let's see if we can find more details. I wish we might be able to find the court records. I can't do it today, but we might be able to have it for tomorrow night. Let's pause that. Yeah, let's have a listen to this.
A manager at a Home Depot in Miami was impressing the bosses by exceeding his sales goals, but investigators uncovered those numbers were too good to be true and realized he was actually leading a sophisticated scheme to defraud his employer. NBC6 reporter Christian Colon explains how police say Home Depot lost over $4 million.
He was issuing discounts to different companies.
It was a sophisticated scheme that lasted more than 2 years. According to records, Home Depot store manager Mauricio Jimenez sold millions of dollars worth of bulk merchandise, items like power tools and garbage disposals at steep discounts to select businesses.
So he was selling items half off to these core customers repeatedly.
Because of his position, Jimenez had the authority to approve major pricing adjustments, but records show he went far beyond what was allowed, significantly reducing prices.
So those discounts cost the company over $4 million. And by increasing his sales using those discounts, he was compensated with larger bonuses.
Records show the large volume transactions boosted store sales, earning Jimenez substantial performance bonuses. But once the company uncovered the scheme, they realized the deep discounts cost them more than $4 million. And Jimenez's attorney says there's no proof he personally benefited from the scheme. As for Jimenez himself, he was granted a bond and will be allowed to get out of jail. In Miami, Christian Colon, NBC6 News.
All right, let me see if I can find the court documents for it. We should be able to get them. I can't find them. So what court was that? Let's have a look. What court? Miami-Dade? Yeah, Miami-Dade court. What do we have to do for Miami-Dade? Right. I don't think I can do it while we're live. It's going to take me a little bit of searching and figuring it out, but I'll try getting them for tomorrow. I want to see like what exactly the raw details of it. Like what was the program, how much, all that type of thing. The total gross sales involving the unauthorized markdowns were around 55 million due to markdowns of about 24 million. The net sales were around 30 million. A negative sales margin of 4.3 million was calculated for the transactions, indicating that not only was no money made on the sales, but it cost Home Depot over 4 million. Okay, all right, that's different. I thought he meant that they made 55 million in sales, but gave an 8% discount and were missing 4.3 million. But no, it sounds like he marked it down by about 24 million. Oh my God. $24 million out of 55 million, 31 million were the net sales number. And just to become even, they were missing 4.3 million out of it. So out of 55 million, about 20 million is their profit. That's their profit margin. That's raw. That doesn't include lighting and rent and this and that. It's just the raw numbers. So Yeah, they were missing 4.3 on 31 to actually get back to even on the sales. So yeah, this guy, freaking hell, that's hey, come in here, tradies, come in here and come to Home Depot, tradespeople. I'll give you 50% off on everything. No wonder he was making his sales targets every day. 50% off. I think everyone would go there. All the tradespeople would be like, I love this place. We go to the Home Depot in Hialeah every day. That's brutal. The defendant engaged in deliberate, ongoing, and sophisticated scheme to defraud Home Depot over a period of approximately 2.5 years, resulting in substantial financial loss. Okay, well, that's different. I thought it was just 4.3 discount. No. Sounds like he discounted it by 24 million. That's pretty funny. I don't know how he thought he'd get away with it. I mean, he did for a number of years. Yeah, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. What a funny guy. He thought that was the way to meeting his sales targets. Crazy. I will look up the court documents though, because I want to know more about how he did it. But I have another update for your Friday night. If I can get to my, yeah, this one. I've got a few in Miami today. It's been a busy day in Florida. Yeah. Geez, how many do we have in Florida today? South Florida. Busy day. All right.
In an undercover teen sex trafficking operation in Miami. They all face a judge today, with most of them ordered to stay behind bars.
NBC6's Trish Christakis is live outside Miami-Dade County Jail tonight with what happened in court.
Yeah, guys, well, the arrest form states that this was an undercover operation, and all 5 of those men paid an undercover officer money in exchange for sex with a minor. Take a look. These 5 men are all facing charges, including human trafficking.
You're arrested for serious matters.
The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, Human Trafficking Task Force, and other agencies posed as a mother offering her daughters aged 13 and 15 for sexual services for money. 22-year-old Miles Simeon, according to the arrest report, paid an undercover officer for sexual services with a 15-year-old girl.
House arrest with a GPS monitor.
According to the arrest reports, undercover officers posted an ad depicting young girls to solicit prostitution and human traffickers. All 5 men called and met the undercover officer at a hotel and paid them in exchange for sexual acts with minors. 20-year-old Jose Castanen in bond court Thursday. He gave money to an undercover officer to have sex with a 13-year-old girl. 43-year-old Marvin Torres held with no bond. The arrest report reads, when he arrived at the hotel, he told the undercover officer he wanted to have sex with both a 13 and 15-year-old girl for $300.
Would you consider house arrest or a bond for him? He's 43. I'm granting the
Also, Judge,
state's.
did you see what he brought with him?
I
The
didn't,
list?
I didn't read the list. Oh, did a list? Oh my, okay.
On the arrest report, it listed multiple things that he brought in a duffel bag. When searched, officers found 18 condoms, 7 different lubricants and lotions, adult toys, and bondage, among many other items.
Sorry, why was that guy just walking around with all that stuff? He's like, oh, I'm always packed and ready to abuse young people. Like Joey from Friends, like a creepy version of Joey from Friends. He keeps 18 condoms and many types of lubricants and bondage gear in a backpack in case he just happens to find an underage. Yeah, it's like how many goes are you gonna? Like, it's just a one-shot deal, man. It's you're not getting 18 goes. That's not how it works. Kim said that's disgusting. Yeah, let's try and find that court footage. It's our favorite judge again. I want to watch that entire court. I want to get out of this article. I want to actually watch that court footage. Where is it? I want to watch. Can we watch it? Let me find their names. I reckon if we find their names, we'll find the court footage. Let's see. No, that's not their name. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find, like, I want to watch the entire thing in court if we can. No, that's not it. So let's go here. Damn, I don't think we're going to be able to get the actual full court footage for it. Damn. That's very annoying. Let me just check one other place if they have it. That's not it. I am surprised WPG-10 don't have it. I would have thought they did. They often have a lot of stuff out of Miami-Dade, but they don't have it either. Yeah, Miami-Dade don't have it. That's annoying. All right, we'll just have to finish this one.
38-year-old Roberto Guerra Rojas also on an immigration hold and held with no bond after paying an undercover officer for sexual activity with a 15-year-old. 49-year-old Edgardo Donaire, according to the arrest report, made a spontaneous statement that he had never engaged in this type of activity before and requested forgiveness after paying an undercover officer for sex with a 15-year-old.
Yes, and we totally believe you. We totally believe that you've never done this before, ever. Strange thing to just blurt out at arresting officers. I have a question for you. Why exactly were you trolling, the internet and replying to ads then about underage girls? Answer that question and then I'll believe you. If you can give me a good response and an answer, maybe I'll believe you. Maybe you were trying to save them. Is that what it is? You were going to come in a different way and then you were going to, teach them about God. Is that what it was? And then you were going to save them from their sex trafficking nightmare. Is that what was going to happen? You were coming to protect them. Okay, I think we've heard that one before. I think we've heard that one several times when these type of things happen. I really wish we could get that court footage. That sucks that we can't. I don't know. Sometimes you can get it out of Florida, especially Miami-Dade, but sometimes you can't. Because I think it runs live on the court footage thing, and I think you can request it, but not always. Let me just check one other thing. I can try the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office and see if they put it up. Sometimes they do. Let's see. Apparently they arrested up to 14 people. 9 of them were before the courts already. Yeah, damn, we can't find it. Hopefully maybe I can put in a request to Miami-Dade or the Miami-Dade court and see if we can grab it. Either yes, it is online, but I can't see it. Sometimes I can't see it because of the restrictions on being Australian. And maybe if you're American, you can see it. But for me right now, I cannot find like the full court footage of it, which is annoying. I love listening to that judge. She's so good every time in court. Where's the pizza? I don't know. We heard it on Chris Hansen yeah, every time. I was here to help them. I heard they were home alone, so I was going to come here, you know, teach them a lesson about why you shouldn't be online talking to old men like me. Every time. Every time they always had the I was going to save them. I was going to help them. You know, I'm just a good person. We do not believe you. All right, let me see if I can find yeah, on Wednesday. Yeah, unfortunately, no. That's a shame. I love when we can watch the court footage. She seemed absolutely repulsed by what was on that list. One of the men, when caught, and showing up at the hotel for the encounter, was saying, "I knew it. I knew that it was this," in Spanish as he was taken into custody. When the suspect's duffel bag was searched by officers, they found 18 condoms, 17 different lubricants and lotions, adult toys, bondage restraints, and more items. Another suspect said he'd never engaged in this type of activity before and requested forgiveness. Yeah, you're not 5. That's not the way this works. You don't get to be just like, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm a good person. It's not the way it works. You don't get that. All right, let me try it. I'll try find Miami-Dade PD. I wonder if they did a press conference for it. I'd love to watch it. They did not. They did not. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't. That would have been cool if they did their that would have been cool if they did it on their Facebook page, but they did not. Let me check one other place, CBS Miami. They might have it. They have a shorter video on it.
15 people under arrest following a human trafficking sting operation in Miami-Dade. Prosecutors say the men thought they were paying money to have sex with minors, but it was all part of an undercover operation with an officer posing as the children's mother.
Why do they always look like the rejects from a casting in a horror movie? Why is it every time they look like people who, you know, their sister might also be their auntie, might also be their mother? What? Kim said, "Did you get demonetized, Ping? I heard they were demonetizing YouTubers for talking about David." No? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. Oh, you mean like just the video or the account as a whole? I don't understand what you mean. Do you mean his video just can't be monetized? Or do you mean like because there's 2 types of monetization. There's where we monetize a video and turn on the ads for it. There's another type of monetization where it's like for the whole account. If it was for the video, yeah, I mean, I just don't turn it on anymore. There's no point. I just don't see the point in it. We make like $40 extra a month if I turn it on, and if I turn it on, it just pisses people off because they have to sit through ads every like we do 2 hours of live stream. They have to sit through like 8 ads for it. And I think it pisses more people off than if I turn it off and let people just watch the live stream. If I have them off, more people watch for a longer period of time. The hope is that hopefully they would donate to the channel on their own accord because we don't turn the ads on for you, but we'll see. I mean, it's just a theory, but I don't know. It's sort of like at least at this level, it's not worth it. For Gavin Fish, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Kim said, enjoy ad-free live streams. Yeah, I mean, we can turn it on, but the last time we turned it on, people freaked out when we had the ads on. Either the ads on the replay or the ads during the live stream. The ads on the replay, people are not that upset about, but the ones when we do it and we insert them into the actual live stream, people go effing ballistic when we turn them on. And it's a shame because let me explain a little bit of how the economics of YouTube work for you. The replay ads make nothing. I'm talking very little money. Even if you had 100,000 subscribers, it makes very little. The ones where you can insert them into a live video, they make a lot more money because you have a captive audience and they're there watching and they're invested into what's going to happen next. Those ones make a lot more money for the creator, but they're the most hated by the friggin' viewers. So I don't know. Sometimes it feels like as a creator, you can never win. It's like, we have to make a living somehow. People hate the donation part of it, but then don't want the ads. And it's like, well, like, pick a battle. Pick a battle. Either you support it on your own and you just do it on your own and you just send a donation when you can. That helps the creator. That's great. It's very kind. Or you become a member or something. Our members are really nice. We have so many, which helps out a lot. And I'm very appreciative of it. That is really nice. So yeah, pick a battle. It's either you do that or you have the ads, and you got to make a decision because it stresses the creators out. It really does. It stresses us out because we do one thing and then a bunch of people bitch and complain. We do another thing and people bitch and complain. It's like, which one do you want? Pick a poison and just tell the creator which one you want to do because we try one and then people yell. We try the other and then people yell. It's like you can never get everyone all in one go. Ads don't bother me if it helps you ping. I appreciate it. Most of the time I don't know, I go through phases where I turn them on every day and then I turn them off for a while and then I turn them on for a while and I turn them off for a while. I don't know. Sometimes depending on the topic, sometimes we make like $80 a video. And then sometimes when it's like probably like tonight, it's a bit of everything topic show. Doesn't make very much, makes like $10 or something. Yeah. So yeah, pick a poison. It's hard on the creator because we don't want to upset our viewers. And yeah, it's just like the viewers don't like this stuff. Like they don't like the links, they don't like the asking for donations. So we try and do it where you guys don't have to listen to it and we do the ads. And then people are like, well, I don't like the ads. It's sort of like a double-edged sword. I would say I don't know what's going on with Gavin Fish. I actually don't know Gavin Fish at all. I've never spoken to him. I don't think we know each other. I don't think we have anyone in common that knows each other. So I don't know, and I've never watched any of his videos. I would say this is what I would say, and I think it's why he's being demonetized. I think it's because of the disparity that I was talking to you about. Now, I know he has around 100,000 subscribers, but this is why I think he's being demonetized. There seems to be something going on at YouTube where if you're one of these accounts that has over 1 million subscribers, you can basically say and get away with almost anything. I promise. Almost anything. I watched, ABC7 LA. I watched Law and Crime, and I watched whatever else in LA. They were talking in the full words. You know all the words that we can't say on this channel? I think it's the same for Gavin Fish. Is that if he mentions those words, especially the ones related to David, you'll get demonetized. As soon as it picks it up, you'll get demonetized. There's another way you can get demonetized too, is if you put certain words in your title, it'll instantly come back as you can't be monetized. Those words are like M word, essay, descriptive words about what happens to people in the cases that we talk about. So there's a few different ways it can happen, but yeah, that disparity between people who are like 5 million and like people like me, and then many levels up, like people like Gavin, is it's sort of unfair that it's not targeted across the board to everyone. And it makes it very confusing for creators because we go, well, I saw that channel do it and they're still monetized. They have their ads, they have their whatever. And then you go and do it on your channel. And then YouTube's like, no, you can't do that. And you're like, well, why? Why is it okay for them but not for anyone else? Kelly said, I have noticed too how some channels can say anything and so can chat, and others have to use all the safe words. It's when you get past a certain subscriber count. I think the reins or the control mechanisms become looser, and you're not as like even I've noticed it. Even since I got I'm not a big channel or anything, but we have a lot of people who watch, and our run times are quite high. Since that has happened, and we have quite a lot of people who watch for multiple hours and quite a lot of reviews and stuff, it's not as severe as when I first started. When I first started, I'd say one word wrong, bang, monetization off, and I couldn't get it appealed. It would just no. Now, I can monetize my videos 99.9% of the time, and it'll work. And I haven't had to appeal a video in, I don't know, a year or so, maybe a year and a half, something like that. So there's just a lot of technicalities to it, and you do have to be a little careful in the way you do things, which is annoying because people just want to know the truth, and we just want to give it to you, and it's annoying having to go S word, essay, blah blah. I just want to say the words, and when you hear things like Law and Crime and ABC7 in LA, just outright saying like R word, S word, M word, essay, blah blah. They can just say it all. It's very annoying. Yeah, it is ridiculous. Yeah, but hey, that's the world we live in, and I don't know. Like I just work here. I don't know. It's just the world we live in on YouTube. I can't change it, and I don't work there. I just don't really know what else you can do. That's all I would tell. But Gavin would be more than well aware. The fact that he's got over 100,000 subscribers, he would know the ins and outs of what you can and can't say. I don't know why he wouldn't know that by now. Like he's been around a while. He's done a lot of cases involving children and essay. Like he did that one in Florida. The one he's known for is the one in Florida, right? The little girl. He did all that, and there was a lot of essay and things for that one. So he would be well versed in why you can't do certain things. So I don't know why he's surprised about the David thing. I don't know why he would be. Yeah, I don't know why he'd be surprised about it. Jules said he doesn't care if it needs to be said. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but the thing with that is, guys, he can get away. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. He can get away with it because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need the ad revenue and stuff because he has his website and he makes money through that, and he has other diversification of income streams. So if YouTube stuff went away, it wouldn't fully immobilize him, if that makes sense to you guys. He could fall back on that, and that's why he doesn't really care. As where you have people who are solely on YouTube like me, it's a problem if that happened. But we are looking at ways. We're opening up the I can't remember what it's called. The Patreon. The Patreon will be open the day we go to trial for Samantha Murphy. The Patreon will be open. We're not opening it before then. But the day the trial starts, there'll be a Patreon. You can join. There'll be some things on there that are only for the Patreon people. So Kelly said, I've seen a bunch of creators actually saying this is going to get demonetized, but I don't care. It's important. Yeah, I know. That's why I just don't turn it on. Half the time I don't turn it on because I know the subjects we're going to talk about will just get us like turned off. That's why they're not on. Is because it's not worth fighting it. All right. Let's get off that. Say hi to Gavin for me. I don't know. We don't know each other, but just say hi to him for me. He'll be like, "Who's that? I don't know who that is." But that'd be funny. Oh, what is this? What? I want to go to Florida again. What the hell is this? I'm going to take you back to Florida. What happened here? All right. Let's watch this together. I'm going to take you out to Fox 13 in Tampa Bay.
Tonight with breaking news in the search for two missing USF doctoral students, which has taken a heartbreaking turn. Investigators have confirmed they have found the remains of one of those students, Zamil Limon, and hours later, they arrested Limon's roommate in connection with the case. But right now, it is still unclear what happened to the other student, Nahida Bristi, and the search for her is intensifying tonight. As we speak, dive teams with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office are in the water looking for Bristi near the Howard Franklin Bridge, which is where Limon's remains were discovered this morning. We have been tracking developments in the case all day across two counties. It started with a massive backup this morning along the Howard Franklin. Then evidence was being investigated at a sheriff's office facility on 28th Street North in St. Petersburg. And in Hillsborough County, dozens of deputies, a SWAT team, and the bomb squad were called out to the Lake Forest community where the suspect was arrested after a standoff. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office just released this video showing the suspect, 22-year-old Hisham Abugarbiye, walking out in a towel as he finally surrendered to deputies. He now faces a slew of charges, including unlawfully moving human remains.
Man, it's a bad day when SWAT comes to your house and you have to go out there in a towel with a freaking helicopter above you that films you for the entire thing. Wow, you're having a bad day. Because that'll live on in infamy. What is going on here? What is it, UCF? Yeah, University... UCF. What's going on in Florida today? Far out. So two students vanished, according to this. They're saying missing USF, not UFC, USF. Missing USF doctoral students were romantically linked, would never vanish willingly. According to family, now they've found their bodies. And they're saying police identify the body of one missing UFS student, second still missing, but they believe it might be in that water. The body of a Bangladeshi doctoral student who went missing with his girlfriend from the University of South Florida was found on a bridge over Tampa Bay, and his roommate has been taken into custody. Limon's remains were found on the Howard Franklin Bridge Friday morning, but Nahida Bristi is still missing. Limon's roommate, Hisham, that's all I'm going to say. He's 26, was taken into custody at his family's home nearby on preliminary charges that include unlawfully moving a dead body, failure to report a death, tampering with evidence, false imprisonment, and battery. He was expected to make his first court appearance tomorrow morning, and they say they are still searching for Nahida, and they have the dive teams out there that you saw on the video looking for it. they're saying here officers encountered Hisham as they responded to the reports of a DV incident at the family's home just north of the campus and were able to move his relatives to safety. But then he barricaded himself inside and refused to come out. A SWAT team responded along with a drone, a robot, and a crisis negotiator before he ended up coming out hands up, apparently wearing nothing but a blue towel. What happened to his clothes, man? Lemon and Bristy, both 27, were considered getting married. They disappeared from campus on April 16. Lemon was last seen at his home in an off-campus apartment complex where he lived with Bristy, Hisham. Bristy lived on campus, was last seen an hour later at a campus science building. Why would you kill him? For what reason? Investigators spoke with Hisham, who is a native-born U.S. citizen, on Thursday, but after initially talking, he chose to end the interview, and then he was speaking with detectives again after his arrest on Friday morning. There are no other suspects at this time. An autopsy is being done on the remains to determine the manner and cause of Lemon's death. Those results are expected Saturday morning. We need a photo of these people so we can sort of visualize what's going on here. Can we get a photo of all three of them? Here, let me see if I can get this. We have the full video of the SWAT. Let's watch that first. Here we go. So there he is outside the Yeah, I'm just closing some tabs while you guys watch this. We have about 90 tabs open. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's watch that again. Yeah. Bro, put a bra on, man. Hey, ain't nobody want to see that. Put a bra on. He doesn't look all that, like, worried, does he? He looks like he's very calm. Very calm dude for a guy who's about to be arrested. Oh, bro, move the towel. What the hell? What's with the towel? You gotta
The
move
Denver
the
Broncos.
towel. It's that guy. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna let me dong fall out of me towel. This guy. Why is he wearing? Where's your clothes, bro? What happened to your clothes? What happened to them? Bro, he's also got more bounce than my girlfriend on a treadmill. Come on. There you go. He has on shorts. Why the towel? I don't know. Maybe he just likes. Yeah, keep those legs. I know it was sort of like, ugh. Kim said, "Oh no, that's just his white legs." Jill said, "So why would they? Why? So they would not use what they are pointing." Wow. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe they wanted to know he didn't have a weapon. You might be right about that. Let's look for Lemon and Bristy. Oh yeah, we got a photo of them. Aw, they look like a nice couple. There's a photo of them. Why would he kill them? That is an interesting thing. Like, why? What's the social background behind it that he would want to kill him? So they are still searching for the female's body, but they believe it's probably somewhere not too far away from where they found Lemon's body as well. So the guy that's arrested, Hisham, he was Lemon's roommate. Nahida Bristy is Lemon's girlfriend. And it's weird though. Hisham arrested and faces multiple charges, including DV, tampering with evidence, and failure to report a death. Weird. Really, really weird. I'd love to know more about like what their social circumstances are like and why he would want to hurt either of them. It doesn't really tell us why. It just says that that's what happened. Let's have a look here. Maybe it's got more information. So Zamil's remains were found on the Howard Franklin Bridge, like we saw in that first video. Yeah, it doesn't really tell us. Here's another photo of the couple, if I can get it to you. Really pretty couple. Here. There you go. What a nice young couple. Why would you want to kill them? They say, this is a deeply disturbing case that has shaken our community and impacted many who are hoping for a safe resolution. While the discovery of Zamil's remains is heartbreaking, I want the public to know that our detectives worked and are tirelessly working and relentlessly to uncover the truth. Lemon and Bristy, both 27, were a couple. They were considering marriage. They disappeared from campus on April 16. And then their roommate was arrested for potentially one murder, potentially most likely 2 murders. They just don't know where the other body is at the moment. What are they saying here? They're saying that that roommate that was arrested, Himash, has several previous arrests. He was charged with battery, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling in September of 2023, and with battery in May, both classified in court records as misdemeanors. They also show he may have entered into a diversion program. A phone call to his lawyer in that case has not been returned. He also has 2 DV petitions filed by a family member in 2023. A judge granted an injunction in one case and denied the other petition. He was also accused of traffic violations. Sounds like maybe a guy that's had a bunch of instability problems for a while, and even his family could see that he was maybe something like this was going to happen. The fact that his own family were calling into police and asking for a DV application for protection, that should tell you a lot right there. Let me see if we can get anything else on the couple. How sad. No reason for either of these people to have been killed and dumped on a bridge in Florida. Ridiculous. Yeah, let me take you back out to the video here.
I'm joined here today by my good friend and University of South Florida Police Department Chief of Police, Chris Daniel. We are here today as our community has been shaken by the disappearance of 2 USF grad students, Nahida and Zamil. I am heartbroken to announce the discovery of human remains discovered on the Howard Franklin Bridge earlier this morning. Just now, those remains were positively identified to Zamil. How did we get here today? We have a suspect in custody. How did that happen? Today at approximately 9 a.m., we received a domestic violence call for service. Units responded. We knew that this was the home of the suspect. Units responded. We were able to take the family out of the residence and get them to safety. At that time, we commanded the suspect to come out to our deputies. He refused. That happened for some time, about 20 minutes or so. Commands were continued to give to the suspect. He did not respond, nor did he come out. At that time, SWAT was activated. SWAT responded, and at approximately 10:36 a.m., SWAT arrived on scene. SWAT then mobilized and commanded the suspect to come out of the residence. At that time, he came out peacefully and was taken into custody. These are the charges of the suspect. The suspect's name is Hisham. The charges we have so far are domestic violence, simple battery, domestic violence, false imprisonment, tampering with evidence, failure to report death to LEO or MEO, and unlawfully hold or move a dead human body in unapproved condition. Let me just take this opportunity to talk to you before we get into questions and before I hand it off to Chief Daniel. You know, Sheriff Chronister's number one priority is to keep this community safe and to locate these two USF students. And working collectively with USF Police Department and Chief Daniel, we did that. We looked and we had every stone uncovered between his assets and ours. When I tell you I had hundreds of detectives and deputies and assets looking for Nahida and Zamil, that is the truth. Anywhere between my criminal investigations division, my special investigations division,
I feel like, all right, man, it's cool. We know you did your job. Thank you. And it's like, yeah, you're doing your sort of celebratory pat on the back, but you only found one of them. You got to find the girl too. You got to find the female. You can't be patting yourself on the back just because you arrested the guy. You got to now go find like the other missing person. Yeah. Rachel said, I think he was jealous of them. I mean, we've seen that before, like where you have a roommate and then the other roommate has a relationship and the other one gets jealous of the time, you know, the roommate is spending with another person, or jealous of the actual, you know, relationship because they can't get one, and they take out their frustrations on both of them. It's happened before. We've seen it in a few other cases, unfortunately. So, did they end up finding Nahida today? No. They're still saying that Nahida Bristy's body is missing. That they looked, they had the divers in the water, but they cannot find it. The fact that he just left Zamil's body on the bridge, not like, you know, tried to put it in the water, just left it where people could find it. Bizarre, really, really strange. Let me see. It should be the Hillsborough County Sheriff. Let's see if they've got a Facebook page that we can. They've got a Facebook. This must be the press conference that we were just watching, I'm guessing. It is.
Vision, aviation assets, marine assets, drone operators, and SWAT, and our crisis negotiation team, and our bomb team here today. This is still an active investigation, so you will have a lot of questions, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But please understand, I will answer them as best as I can without jeopardizing the investigation we have thus far. I want to thank our partners. I want to thank again, Chief, thank you for all your help. The USF Police Department, the Penelope.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. I want to restate the sorrow we feel for the families, to the students at USF, the partnerships.
For Nahid morning was one body, and that has been positively identified to Zamil. We are still actively searching for Nahida. And again, I implore the community, if you have any tips of where you've seen her or she's just recently seen, please report it to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office immediately so we can recover her to safety. We don't have any indication to think that she is or she is not. We are still actively trying to recover Nahida. The suspect initially, when we made initial contact, was talking. Yesterday, we re-interviewed the suspect. He did talk, and then he ended the interview. Right now, currently, he is at our Criminal Investigations Division speaking with detectives. At this time, we have no indications to think that he was not working alone. But again, active investigation. Right now, we don't have any inclination to think that he was working with anybody else. So the suspect, Hisham, was a roommate of Zamil. So that is where the connection lies. Nahida did not live on that property. Nahida lived on USF campus. So the connection is that the suspect, Hisham, and Zamil were roommates. Through investigative measures, we are able to link the suspect to this case and to this body. Right now, we are pending the autopsy results for manner and cause of death, which is at the Pinellas County in Pinellas County. We should be getting results of that at the quickest, maybe tomorrow. They are on student visas and they are here in this country legally. The suspect, he was born, he is a U.S. citizen. Still working through that. The question was, what is the motive? We're still working through that. It's still an active investigation. At this time, that's up to the medical examiner and the autopsy. We will get those results again, perhaps tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. The suspect is the roommate of Zamil.
All right, let me check and see if they've put out an update since that point. Since they did that that press conference. They had their dive. This is where they had the dive team out. Let's have a look. So they did have a dive team out, seeing if she was in the water or not. I wonder if they think he pushed them over the edge and one landed on the concrete slab below and one went into the water. I wonder if that's what they mean. Kelly said, when I was 20, our male roommate, who was my boyfriend's friend, was telling people I was pregnant by him, not my boyfriend. He was jealous. Even single, I would never have touched that dude ever. Gail said, did she ask if they were? Yeah, they did. They asked if they were here legally. Yeah, which is, well, they're at university. How else would they be in America? I don't think you can go to uni in America if you're not here legally, right? Let's have a look. So that was the last update, that they were looking for her remains under that bridge. So I'm guessing they think he may have pushed her into the water, but if she's not there, then where else might she be? I love this video of him in the towel. It's so funny. You're having a bad day, brother, if that's your day. They're like, take off your pants. Only come out in a towel. We want to make sure you don't have a gun. So it's pretty funny. Not funny the situation, funny that they made him put on a towel. Let's see. Nope, we want to know about the bridge. We're not going to find out about the bridge. When was this? Yesterday. Okay. Wow, they were showing how they searched around the area. Hillsborough County, man. They really put the work in. Look at this. What a police department. Look at that. I love it. Like, look at these little pamphlets that the little door hangers that they have. What a great idea. I don't know if I've ever seen them before, these little door hangers. What a great idea. So if people are not home when you come to visit, you put them on the door and then people might call. That's great. I love that. What a great this PD have really tried everything, haven't they? You know, we see a lot of police departments that are less than to be desired. I don't know, Hillsborough County, man. They really put in the work. They really do. They do a good job. The fact that they're all over campus, they're all over nearby, hanging out the door hangers. Great. Well done. Let's just hope let's hope this guy here will eventually tell them what he did with the girl. Like, where is Nahida? Like, he hopefully he'll give it up and tell them exactly where to find her. Because so far, they have not been able to find her. So only the guy's body. It's concerning. Like, you hope she's not like trapped in a building or he hasn't put her somewhere, that type of thing. Yeah, the door hangers are a great idea. It's a great idea. Kelly said, "Love to see them going there." They really have. I've I see them door knock and stuff like that. Jill says, "Got to go out to all students." Yeah, I think that's what they did. They went around the dorms. They were going around the dorm rooms and putting the door hangers on there. And they were like, "Hey, if you know anything about it, call us. We want to know." Great idea, great way to hit a lot of people very quickly and to get that message out there to like a wider community and student base. A really great idea. I don't know if I've ever seen them. Like I said, I don't think I've seen this before where they use these. Yeah, I'll pause it. Yeah, these door hangers. What a great idea. Almost like you're at a hotel. Now that guy, Officer Jacked. Did you see that guy? Officer Jacked. Look at this guy. Could be The Rock's white brother. There we go. Let's hope tomorrow is a fruitful day. Let's hope tomorrow is a fruitful day for finding her. I hope they do. Jill said, "Haven't seen those before." I don't think I've ever seen a police department. I've seen them use a flyer. Like in this first one, she has just a paper flyer. But I don't think I've ever seen these little ones that go over the door. That's great idea. Great idea. And then it doesn't get lost. It doesn't blow away. People don't ignore it. Whoever came up with that, I think it's a good idea. Hopefully more police departments will use it. And there's your poster. Missing and endangered. Well, Zamil, they now have. They have his body. Nahida Bristi, they are still looking for her. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow, more information, and hopefully the guy they have in custody will give up where he put her, because he knows where she is. They just got to get the information out of him. So yeah, flyers get crumpled up immediately. Yeah, pretty clever. Pretty clever. Hopefully we see more of that in the future. All right. It is 5 o'clock. We did our 2 hours for tonight. I had fun. We were a little late tonight, so I think it was a little quiet because we're on so late at night. But hopefully tomorrow will be a much earlier show. Hopefully tomorrow. I don't think we have any competition for a time slot tomorrow, so I think we can just come on at 10 o'clock. So I think for Saturday night, we can do 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow because no one else. Trish is probably going to do maybe an earlier thing for book club or something, but we can have 10 p.m. So, hey, I will see you then. Thank you to my friend Penguin. Good to see you again, my friend. Have a good day at work today. And Sean for gifting the memberships to 2 people. That is very kind. Let me Let me check here. All right. All right. Let's get out of here. Hey, I love you all very much. We'll try and get some more earlier shows done over the next little while. Good to see you all. Yep. See you tomorrow, guys. Good night, everyone. Bye.